fancy dress costumes that take just 20 seconds to turn to ash. Tonight, Strictly star Claudia and Watchdog demand a change in the law. Plus, Asda Home Shopping, Wren Kitchens and finally, a solution for those Fiat 500s that can't get up a hill. Yes, it's Watchdog, the programme you cannot afford to miss. Yes, hello and good evening and welcome to Watchdog. We're live as usual for the next 60 minutes tonight. Why are children's fancy dress costumes this flammable legally on sale in supermarkets and department stores? Claudia Winkleman describes what happened to her 8-year-old daughter when she went out to trick or treat last Halloween.
And she just screamed, "Mummy," and I turned around, that was that. She was just on fire. I mean, she was on fire. I wasn't aware that a costume could go up like that, that just this little person could... I'd never seen anything like it.
Also tonight, Wren Kitchens, famous for promoting that Linda Barker range, less keen to advertise why some customers only get half what they pay for. And out-of-date food, towels instead of trials, deliveries missed, broken down vans, the chaos of shopping online with Asda.
I wonder if they got their vans from tonight's Rogues, because rent a vehicle from them and you might be lucky to make it as far as the shops. They're called Yes Car Rentals and they have no qualms hiring out illegal and downright dangerous motors to young people who can't get one elsewhere. It's safe to say, when I went to confront the woman in charge, she didn't really grasp the reality of the situation.
Nice meeting you though, by the way.
Oh.
Can I get an autograph while you're here?
Probably not.
Why?
Because we've got suspicions that you might forge things and you're actually a convicted fraudster. So if I'm going to give you my autograph, then I'd have to need my head checking first. Yes, witness a car crash waiting to happen in a little while. Our old family car. Look at it. I remember the smell of the thing. Warm plastic seats and full ashtrays. Happy times on the road. But what's this? An old car family who hire out cars. Here's Chantel, Nina, Shanika, Shandika and Jane. Yes, they're all the same person. Yeah, not so good. It's the second time we've given her a run out, and she's hiring a completely different type of stinker. I like car bumper stickers because they provide positive inspiration in a handy travel pack. And they make you think. Take this one. Say no to negativity. Do you get it? Say no. Yeah. Or this one. Yeah. No, that is a bald spot. Yeah. And then there's my personal favourite. If only I could find a car rental firm that shared this positive outlook. Can I kick it?
Can I kick it?
Well, I need look no further than Yes Car Hire Limited, based in Greenford, West London. This is one company which likes to say, when actually maybe we should be saying, oi, no. It's headed up by this woman, Nina Burmis, also known as Nina Clark, also known as Chantel, Shanika, Shandika, and Jane Ladylock. But more of that later. First, let's deal with the company. As well as a website, they've got a glossy promo video, which makes it pretty clear who their target market is.
If you're 18 plus or you've just passed your driving test, we will hire to you.
And they even say, yes, car hire gift vouchers are available. Even though, you know, that's a bit weird. Isn't it? OK, so maybe you don't want or need a car rental gift voucher for your birthday. But the point is, if you did, this company could give it to you. Glass half full, yeah.
something happening here.
Well, yes, there certainly is. And what it is ain't exactly clear. We've heard that Yes Car have a habit of hiring out unsuitable vehicles to drivers who've only just passed their tests. So let's find out what's going down. Time for a change of vehicle.
And what do customers think of Yes? Well, you can possibly guess. Hey, Crystal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
That's good.
What happened?
So I called them up and asked, could I have a rental car? They've offered a Ford Ka. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I went there and I saw the condition of the Ka. The outside was dirty. And I was like, is it taxed? And why does it look like this? They said, no, it's fine, it's fine. So they called the manager. She went round the car to inspect it and I took photos of the damages that I could see.
Crystal is a 19-year-old student. She paid £192 plus a £300 cash deposit to rent the car for 3 days.
OK, so what happened when you took the car back?
She inspected the car and said, oh, there's a scratch. So I was like, where's the scratch? And then she wiped the dirt and showed me where the scratch was.
Underneath the dirt?
Underneath the dirt, there was a scratch. So I was like, that wasn't me. If it was a scratch, I would know it would look fresh. That's not my scratch.
Nevertheless, Yes Car sent Crystal a letter saying the Ka needed a whopping £1,750 worth of repairs, that they were keeping her £300 deposit, and that they debited 900 quid from her account to help cover the cost. Then her bank called.
There was like, it's a car rental company that's trying to take money from your account. So after that, I said, no, stop the payments.
Yes Car made a further 5 attempts to recover money, totalling hundreds.
What I don't understand is how they could take money out of your account without your authorisation.
They forged my signature.
Whoa, that's incredible. They'd actually taken your signature from other documents.
They've taken my signature.
And put it onto...
Yeah, but some of it doesn't look like mine.
Really?
It just looks like a C and scribbles.
The clause in the contract saying that Yes Car were authorised to make cash withdrawals in the event of the car being damaged did have a signature on it. It just wasn't Crystal's. To try and get her money back, Crystal's taking Yes Car to a small claims court. She's currently waiting for a date to be set. But I think it's time that we hired a car ourselves. We send in researcher Rich to Yes Car. He's 58 years old, but looks like a baby.
We called up a bit earlier on about hiring Ford Fiesta for the next 3 days.
Staff supervisor Alva checks the car over. After noting some minor damage, Rich signs the paperwork. And he's ready to roll.
Why isn't the car starting?
Or not, actually.
Not starting.
Alva doesn't seem too surprised that the car has failed to start. Conveniently, he has some jump leads to hand. Unfortunately, they don't work. So it's just as well he's got a second set just ready.
Oh, he's coming out with more jump leads.
Eventually, the car starts.
See you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
But we are not filled with confidence, so as soon as we're out of view, we pull over to check the car's history with the DVLA. It has no MOT, meaning we've just paid £500 to hire a vehicle that can't be driven legally. It's a good job we had the low loader on standby, you know, just in case. We now need someone in the know to take a look at our set of wheels. Step forward, expert mechanic Mark Brown. Look at the ease with which he twirls that tyre iron. We know this car hasn't got a valid MOT, so Mark's going to do one for us.
That's not very secure.
Our front bumper is just hanging on.
There's too much moisture in the brake fluid. That's reached dangerous level now.
Now, call me fussy, but I'd quite like to know that my brakes are going to work.
Somebody's used a few wood screws and just drilled and screwed them in at any old angle.
The clue's in the name, wood screws, for use in wood, not would like to use to secure headlights.
Some of the faults that I've found make it unroadworthy, others make it potentially dangerous. Oh no, there's a piece of wood under here. It's just been drilled and cable tied to the chassis.
Just what you want when you're driving on the motorway, a piece of wood holding your hire car together. Unsurprisingly, the Fiesta fails Mark's MOT with a very good reason. It turns out it's a poorly repaired write-off. I think we've heard enough. Time to get rid of the Kaput Ka'a.
We've put the car back now.
According to this, you only drive 9 miles.
God, we didn't think of that. Quick, Rich, say something clever.
Oh, we didn't go far at all.
Yeah, that's not that brilliant. But miraculously, it works. Yes Car ask us no more questions. We hand over the keys, make like a tree and go. Yeah, that car was such a lemon, it makes us sorry we've missed Pancake Day. But what's the story of the woman behind Yes Car? And why does she need so many names? Nina, Shanika, Shandika, Jane, Chantel? Chantel? Oh, yes, we shall, in about 10 minutes. Yes Cars of Greenford. They've supplied us with a rental whose safety is incidental. So, what must be going on inside the head of the person in charge? Happy to take your money. Also happy to let young people drive away in highly dangerous, illegal cars. Talk about a split personality. Well, I'll tell you. The registered director of Yes Car Hire is Shanika Clark. But to confuse matters, she also calls herself Chantel, Shandika and Jane Ladylock. But it's under the name Nina Burmis that she found trouble with the law.
Nina's previously been convicted of fraud for conning a cosmetic surgeon into modifying her own front bumpers.
Yes, she used false details to fund both a breast enlargement operation and to take out a £78,000 mortgage. But Nina's not the only member of her family to have made it onto Rogue Traders. In 2013, we met her brother, the self-styled Lord Richard Blackwood, and her stepdad, Pete, also known as Dave, Burmis.
Oh, God, I know who you are. How's it going there?
Those two ran a company called Burton Car Hire, based in Dartford. We exposed them for, guess what, renting out dangerous and illegal cars to young drivers.
So the fact it hasn't got an MOT? The fact it's got brakes that are failing? The fact it's got an exhaust that's leaking? Because that's what we informed you of, and yet you did nothing about that.
That company folded soon after we confronted them, and Yes Car emerged shortly after. Whilst neither Richard or Pete / Dave are involved in the new business, it seems Nina hasn't learnt the error of their ways. Despite the family being on national television, she's decided to set up again, hiring out dodgy cars. Which, if you ask me, lacks a bit of imagination. Maybe we should be giving her the benefit of the doubt, a second chance. Because since we were given that dangerous and illegal first car, the company has moved premises. So, new location, new start. Isn't that right? Chantel, Shanika, Shandika, Nina, Jane. Well, let's find out. We send deceptively young Rich back to hire another car.
Yeah, I like this one.
He hires a Chevrolet Matiz from his old mate, Alva.
All right, thanks a lot. Cheers. Take care.
And this time, it actually starts. The car has an MOT. It has insurance. It just doesn't have any tax. So back on the low loader it goes. We had the car checked over by expert Mark. And the good news is, because there is good news, the car is in better condition mechanically than the first. But because it's not taxed, you still couldn't actually drive it on the road. That would be against the law. So what have we got so far? Well, 2 cars, both illegal, one held together by a piece of wood. Let's see if we can get a car that's, you know, roadworthy, one that we can actually drive. For that, we'll also need some new faces. Send in Lauren and Georgina.
Hiya.
They also get to meet Alva, the nice man who hired us the other 2 cars. Lo and behold, for the first time in person, it's the star of the show. Boss lady Chantel, Nina, Shanika, Shandika, Jane.
Oh, okay. Cheers.
Which car have they gone for then?
It's quite cute, isn't it?
The Ford KA, that's pink. Ooh. And they're off. Come on, Come on. Come on. No, oh, it's not starting.
So this battery's just dead, do you think? Yeah.
This time we need a new battery. After it's replaced by another member of the staff.
Hey!
They're on the road. Well, not the road, the low loader. We know what we're doing. This car, like the other two, isn't legal. They've managed to sort the MOT and the tax, but not the insurance.
Mark's back. Hiya, Mark. So we know already that this car is illegal to drive because it's not insured. Mechanically, how does it stack up?
Well, having seen a number of cars from the same hire fleet, the indication is that there's a systemic failure in the maintenance procedures. It's a car that's not been properly prepared for rental, it's not properly maintained, the front brakes are worn out, the brake fluid is contaminated and the left rear brake's binding.
I suppose the crucial question is, would you ever allow your son or daughter to drive a car like this?
Absolutely not. The more these cars are used on the road in this sort of condition, the increased risk there is of a serious accident. I'd be horrified to think that a son or daughter of mine will be in this car.
But we don't want to raise suspicion by once again returning the vehicle having barely driven it. So, we come up with a plan to both clock up the miles and let me find out what it's like to drive one of these yes cars.
I don't know why, I just thought the track would be a bit bigger. This is not a confidence-inspiring drive. It's rattly, it's shaky, and now I know it has no real brakey. That's not a great place to be. I wish they'd found me a track with fewer corners. That would be nice. I wouldn't want to take it on a motorway unless it was on the back of a truck. I'm going to see if I can get into third gear. Yes, third gear. Back down to second.
I'm a K-list star in a very small hire car.
I was driving round there for hours. Luckily, my team had a nice hot steak waiting for me when I'd finished. Anyway, we've heard enough. It's time to take the keys back, so buckle up. It's going to get bumpy in about 10.
OK, a quick word about pensions. Now, last month, the rules in this...
We've hired 3 cars from Yes Car Hire from Greenford. One had no MOT, one no tax, the other no insurance, meaning all 3 were illegal. And worse, 2 of them were actually dangerous to drive. Time to perform a handbrake turn, wouldn't you say? This is what happened when we paid a visit to their HQ.
I've come to talk to Nina Burmis and all her other names.
Hi, Nina. Matt Allwright, BBC Road Traders. How are you doing there? How are you?
But there's something in my way, and it looks like Alva.
Can you just get past you so I can talk to Nina? Is that all right? Would that be all right? Just so you know, we know that you're hiring illegal and dangerous cars for young drivers because we've rented 3 of them ourselves now, yeah? If you carry on doing what you're doing, Nina, what's going to happen is that at the best case scenario is that you're going to get taken to court and possibly go to prison or have a huge fine. The worst case scenario is that one of the young, inexperienced drivers who is driving this car, why not?
Get this out of my face, please.
After what seems like hours of back and forth, Alva eventually moves to his right, allowing me to squeeze through.
Why do you take money out of their accounts without authority, Nina? So you can pay for the tax and insurance on, let's say, your black Range Rover that you're currently driving, but the ones they're driving shouldn't be on the roads. Nina?
As Nina hides behind the door, which ironically has a guide to health and safety taped to it, Alva spots a team member who rented the 3rd of our cars.
Told you to stop. The car wasn't roadworthy to go out. She said she wanted it.
Why would you let the car go out?
Because my mechanic double-checked it, and they're like, you know what, they're going to take it. They like that car. That's what she said.
But
she
why
likes
would you
that
let it
car.
go? It doesn't matter if
she
they
likes
like
that car. She wants it.
If it's not roadworthy, don't let it out. How are we doing, Nina? Are we ready to talk? I can talk to either you, Chantal, or Shanika, any of your aliases. I can talk to... Well, they're aliases. How can you have... They're all names that you use when you're talking to people, and that gives the effect of them not really knowing who they're dealing with.
Just so you know.
Yes.
My ID, Shanika, Chantal, and N is actually for Nina.
Where's the Nina then?
The N is actually for Nina. I can get you a copy of my passport.
Okay, but why don't you actually just stick to one of these at any time?
All three of them are my names. So they're not aliases,
so
you don't have to
Lady
call them
Luck,
aliases.
Blackwood, these are names you also use. Are they actually your real
They're
names?
actually my names, sir. So they're not.
What, you have
aliases.
more than one surname as well?
Because I have different parents. My mum had one surname and my dad
Terribly
had
convenient to be
I
using
think-
different names at different times, Nina.
To be fair, at the end of the day, they're not aliases, as you
To be
said.
fair, do you
And
think
to be
you
fair,
should...
to be fair, you just spoke to my colleague who didn't want to rent the certain cars to you, and you guys persisted on taking them. So at the end of the
What,
day,
did he at any stage say to us, these are not
I-
roadworthy, do not take these cars on the road?
Yes, when that lady tried to
That's
take a
not
car,
the case,
he
Nina.
said
It's
to
not
her,
the case, Nina.
He said to her that we don't. I
You
said no,
are
actually
living,
no, yeah.
do you know, you
actually,
are
I actually said to
living
her,
in a dream
I
world.
said to her.
You are
I said
living
to
in a
her-
dream
I
world.
said to
You're
her-
going to end up
I said
hurting
to her-
or killing
I said
someone,
to her,
Nina.
"Do you
You
wanna
have
get-
to understand
I
the
changed the
seriousness
vehicle
of
that
what
she
you're
chose,
doing.
And I gave her,
You
offered
won't
her
be
the
able to
Chevrolet-
just
I offered her
change
the
your
Nissan
name and get
Micra.
away with
I offered
this.
her the Nissan Micra.
You are
She
going to
then
hurt
said
or
to her-
kill somebody.
because
We
you're
are here
saying-
because you are renting
you're-
out illegal, poorly maintained cars to inexperienced
What's
young
his name again?
drivers.
Matt.
Matt.
Okay, Matt.
BBC Road Traders.
Unfortunately, Matt, I am not mechanically trained. So we employ someone to do mechanical work on the car. They maintain the cars mechanically. The car needs an MOT. They take it for an MOT.
This goes on for some time until, bizarrely, she makes an unexpected request.
Nice meeting you, though, by the way.
How are
Can I
you?
get an autograph while you're here?
Probably not.
Why?
Because we've got suspicions that you might forge things. And you're actually a convicted fraudster. So if I'm going to give you my autograph, then I'd have to need my head checking first.
Do you want any autograph?
I am really not going to give you my signature.
No problem.
And
All right,
I've
so-
got such good reasons for not doing that.
It's up to
Because
you.
the signature is so easily
It's up to you.
reproducible.
If you don't
And
want
as you
to,
know,
you don't
Nina,
have to. You don't
you
have to.
are... The name you were convicted under was Nina Burmis, wasn't it?
But you don't have to give me
As a
your-
fraudster,
you don't need
that
to give
was-
me your stuff, to be fair. At the end of the day.
I'm just giving you the reasons why I wouldn't
Don't
give it to
insult
you.
the
I'm
lady, please.
in
Man.
a-
Respect the lady. Don't
No,
insult
I
her.
don't. I haven't
Do not
asked.
insult the lady.
In what way am I
You
insulting her?
insulted
by-
her.
To Matt,
You
I
insulted
haven't
her. Don't
asked you to
insult her.
leave, despite the
Please.
fact I
If
can
you're
ask you
gonna
to
insult
leave.
her, you
ask me
should leave.
anytime to leave.
Okay, but at the end of the day, yeah, there's no need to
Okay.
be rude. There's no need to
Don't
be
be
rude.
rude.
You are being rude.
In what way?
You
You don't have
asked
to be
me
rude.
a set of
Because
questions.
if you be rude, I'm gonna start being rude as well. Don't be rude to the lady. I wasn't rude to you.
All I've said that
Don't
is
be rude to
Nina
her.
is a convicted fraudster.
No, that's
Matt,
not what you said,
unfortunately,
man.
I'm just going to have to ask you to leave.
But you're a
Just
convicted
sit down.
fraudster,
We've been
aren't
nice,
you?
man. We've been answering questions, and now you're going out of
Nina's
you're
asked
going out
us
of
to
your way,
leave.
man.
It was at the point
Because
where
you've been disrespectful to her. That's why she asked you to leave.
What's
Because
disrespectful
you're
about
being
pointing out
disrespectful
a
to
previous
her.
conviction?
That's why she asked
Do
you
you not
to
think
leave.
it's relevant that
No.
people are coming
Your
here, they
color
need to know
comes,
who
she's
they're
asking you
dealing
to
with?
leave.
I'm
Then
leaving
you're gonna go
now.
and edit it.
Alva,
See yourself
we're
out.
off. Really nice to meet you.
Don't come, because this is rubbish.
So here we are. This is a car that we know is currently being taxed and insured. This is Nina's Range Rover, and that's what you need to bear in mind. She drives this maintained and taxed and insured vehicle, and that's paid for by the dangerous, unroadworthy and illegal cars that she could be renting out to you or to your kids. Cut away all the hype. That's what you're left with. In a statement, Nina says that because they hire out thousands of cars, what she calls misunderstandings are inevitable. She says the fleet's been updated so that most cars are now under 3 years old, and inspection reports will be made available for all customers to view before they hire. Who does that? Perhaps not your average 19-year-old. Will it make a difference? Who knows? One thing's for sure, we'll be keeping an eye on Nina, Shanika, Shandika, Chantal and Jane. A woman of many faces, all of them up here on our Rogues Gallery.
Brilliant stuff, Matt. So, quick update. A lot of people are having problems with the Asda home shopping. Ludicrous substitutions. I love all of these. What was ordered was mouthwash and they got dishwasher liquid. They also ordered coconut water for curry but got coconut body moisturiser. Coffee beans and got runner beans instead. But my favourite, toothpaste and crab paste was the replacement.
We are getting a lot of support for what we're trying to do with fancy dress costumes, what we're trying to achieve. The Chief Fire Officers Association, Cheshire Fire Service, Buckinghamshire Fire Service, they've all tweeted their support for our campaign to make those costumes safer. London Fire Brigade there as well, trying to let us know that those costumes and candles don't mix. So, a lot of people very sensibly saying, why not take those tea lights and just replace them with LED lights, battery powered. Sounds good. Keep sending us your stories and tip-offs. Just go to our website, bbc.co.uk/watchdog. If you've got a story for Watchdog, click where it says X. If it's a story you'd like me to investigate on Rogue Traders, click on the box underneath. You can, of course, always write to us as well, and the address is on your screens now.
Thanks, guys. Coming up next week, Builders Persimmon, and for some, home, alas, is where the heartache begins. The DVLA has scrapped the paper tax list to simplify things, so why have 500,000 cars had to be taxed twice? And we'll be getting answers for as many of your pensions questions as possible. That's all on Watchdog next Wednesday at 8. Until then, from all of us here, good night.